interactive Q&A with our artists, so get your questions ready. We'll see you soon.
Toast Nabasi here. I wanted to show you guys my Fishman Fluence signature pickups. A few key points about how these came about. I've been an artist supporting various brands of passive pickups for quite a few years, and at the end of the day, they all sound good. I mean, the process of building the pickup is essentially the same. You have a magnet and you have some coils. So at that point, you're just kind of voicing a pickup specifically to get what you want. When I encountered the Fluences, though, I was hit with a sound that I haven't heard from a passive pickup or an active pickup. And I think it's this golden middle ground between the two. And beyond that sound, there are dynamic differences that I found really, really pleasing as far as consistency of notes, the way the notes are summed frequency-wise, clarity in the low end. And lastly, my ability to get single coil and split coil sounds that don't sound thin or anemic compared to the full output of the humbucker. Most passive pickups have been designed with high gain tones in mind, which are great if you're covering your tone in saturated distortion, but I found that reversing that approach and designing the pickups with clean tones and split coil sounds in mind gave me a pickup that's gonna yield very diverse and musical results.
Hey everybody, what's up? This is Ken Susi here with Fishman at Fishman Live. Everything you hear is true, both live stream and podcast. Today we have a very special guest, one of my close personal friends, John Campbell. But before I put him on the screen, I just want to let you know that the Lamb of God camp was super cool enough to want to do this live stream, but also they're giving away 2 tickets to one of their live streaming concerts. I'm going to have John tell you about that himself. But guys, do us the favor. If you want to win 2 tickets to this event, you have to go over to the Fishman YouTube page, subscribe, and then click, comment on this feed. But anyway, here we go. Mr. John Campbell from Lamb of God, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing, Ken?
I'm living the dream.
Mr. John Campbell.
Mr. John Campbell.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, John's here. We're doing a live interactive Q&A. So if you want to feel free to ask some questions, they will pop up on the screen and I'll read them over to John because he can't see your question. Yes, we see you from South Korea. How you doing? John,
South Korea.
Yeah, John, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. There's this pandemic going on, so things are a little chilled out, not getting out so much. But I'm doing okay, man. Staying productive. It's nice to have these live streams coming up for something to look forward to on the calendar rather than just uncertainty.
Yeah, so I was actually talking to, I'm sure you're a fan of Rudy Sarzo this morning, and he was saying that now with this pandemic, he's pretty much busier than ever because of all these live streams.
Right. I'm not busier than ever, but just figuring out a new way to be busy.
That's awesome. Well, hey, before we get going, I'm flashing this graphic up. Why don't you tell us about the Lamb of God worldwide live stream event?
All right. Well, what's happening is we are going to perform the new record from front to back, the first time in our career we've ever even attempted to perform an entire record. And it is on September 18th, I believe, 5 o'clock Eastern. You're going to have to do the math off of that. I think it's 10 o'clock in England, in Ultimate Central Time. But we're going to perform front to back our new record, the self-titled Lamb of God. And it's really exciting because this was coming out. We were wrapping up this record right to be released right as the pandemic hit. We had to delay it because of the pandemic and the ability to actually produce the CDs. And now we've missed out on the opportunity to go out and tour this new material. So this is the next best thing, and it's pretty awesome to be able to do this.
Yeah, so guys, if you want to win 2 tickets to that particular show, or either one, I'm not sure which one you guys are giving away, but if you guys want to win, head over to the Fishman YouTube and subscribe and also comment on this video from our page. But let me ask you a question. You have some guests also a part of this event. You have Whitechapel and who else?
Bleed from Within.
Great. So that's the first event, Bleed from Within.
From Within, right. And you're alluding to the second thing. I believe that the tickets in the contest are for this first one, for the self-titled. But we're also going to perform Ashes of the Wake from front to back. And on both shows, we're going to play encore songs that, hopefully people will appreciate what we've chosen to play.
Nice. So for all you Whitechapel fans out there, sorry.
I mean, the week after we'll be doing that.
So let's take a question here. Let's see. Are you going to see Gwar in Richmond?
Oh man, I saw that show. They're doing a drive-in show.
What do you think?
I would love to. I saw that it was happening. I haven't looked to see if it conflicted with anything I have going on yet. I haven't decided yet. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. But I saw that it's happening. I think it's a great idea. And oh man, would you rent a car to go to something like that, to go see Gwar play?
No. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I would go see Gwar play. We just got off a tour with them, and I'm saying
a drive-in. Would you drive your vehicle to go get splattered and sprayed by Gwar?
I would pretty much not drive out of my house for any reason.
Fair enough.
You and I both tour enough to know that home is a very sacred place and we don't want to leave ever.
No, I hear you. But on that note, man, the road she calls.
Yeah, exactly. No, but Gwar endorses Fluence as well. I would totally go see that show. They always put on such a great show, and I told you I was Unearthed just went out on tour with them, and I went through the meat grinder for the first time. I don't know if that's yeah, it was my first experience.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my hardcore letter jacket soon.
Yeah, when I first moved to Richmond in 1990, Gwar, being from here, and their the slave pit, they called it, was right down the street from the dorms. And there was a club across the street from that. I remember being kind of out in the dorm area and seeing them walk across the street in costume to go play a show. And it was like, holy shit, what was that? And so I ended up seeing them and kind of changed my life forever, man. It was when I realized, like, because then I would see these guys, oh, wait, that's the guy who was dressed up as Beefcake. And like, these people are just normal people hanging out that were approachable and nothing special about them. Like, man, I could do this.
It's so funny too, because if you're backstage with the guys, they put in so much time to get their makeup ready and all the foam stuff, and I'm just like putting on my blue jeans, complaining like, ugh, I hate my show shirt. It smells so bad.
Yeah, my jeans are still a little wet from last night.
Yeah,
in the meantime,
you and I are way too high profile for that.
I mean, secretly, man, I would love to suit up and perform in a Gwar show.
All right. Well, maybe you get your opportunity playing in Lamb of God. You could just dress up as one of the Gwar guys.
We'll see.
It's an option.
I'd like to be a little cooler than that, but we'll see. I know the Gwar dudes, and if something ever seems appropriate, we'll push forward.
Nice. Well, Darren is asking, where is the concert? I'm going to flash this right on the screen one more time. These live streams will be on lambofgod.com, correct?
Yeah, certainly you can get there by going to that. There is a link that I should be more forthcoming with. But if you go to our website, and actually I think if you just go to watch.lamb-of-god.com, that's the page you need to go to where you can get tickets, and that's also where you will go to watch.
Guys, don't miss this event, because I mean, you've probably seen Lamb of God 1,000 times. I know I have, but to see them from your house without having to put on any clothes or whatever it is that you do at your house, you could just pipe right in and see an amazing concert. Start moshing.
Break your own furniture, man. Don't.
Yeah, wall of death in your own living room.
Yeah. I really hope that there's no legal liability to that.
I'm sure you guys will get sued somehow.
It could happen.
The live event will happen and be like, we just got a cease and desist from Ken Susi from Unearth for hurting himself. So let's talk about Fluence a little bit. I mean, you just signed on to the Fluence team, and we're so happy about that. So what was it like when you first, you were playing different pickups? I'm not going to name the company, but what was your first interaction when you first started playing the Fluence?
Well, before I actually started playing them, Willie had switched over to Fluence and loved them, absolutely loved them. And I finally got a chance to try some out on a bass, and it's insane. It's like back in the day, you go into Best Buy car stereo shopping, and you could hit the buttons to change out the different speakers and the different receivers, and like you hear one, oh, that's pretty cool, but then you hit that one that's like the super high dollar stereo, and it's just like this depth and clarity, and like, it's a whole different experience. It's like the difference between a transistor radio and some booming home system. It's just so clear and deep right off the bat, and they're great.
Yeah, I know. You and I mean, we had these conversations before. I believe you tried our regular Fluence Soap Bar pickups, but then I also sent you a set of the Micah and Ez pickups, right?
Yes, which I'm in love with right now. I totally dig the Fluence. They're great. And then I don't know what it is about these pickups. I don't know what Mike and you guys did to them that's different, but they're just tweaked a little bit. They're great, man. They're super sharp, but still lots of body.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know out there, Fluence is based off of a new pickup technology where we use a 48-layer thinly sliced precision coil, and it just creates the best type of pickup experience when you're talking about like it's noiseless. You have multiple voicings. You have all these options and all these benefits, and take it from John Campbell. He's endorsing them. So this Playboy.
And you were talking about the multiple voicings, man. It's insane. You pop out the knob or flip the switch, and it's almost like a completely different instrument.
That's amazing. Well, guys, actually, what we should talk about is you're actually putting these pickups in your basses, ESP, correct?
I am, yeah. Actually, I've got the first one sitting right here, just out of screenshot.
Nice.
Yeah. It's I'm actually waiting for you to send me another set for me to put into to the bass that I just got back here at the house.
That's what happens, you know. We get you hooked, and then we have you begging for more.
Yeah. So here, I'm doing your live stream, man. Give me my pickups.
Exactly. So let's talk about your ESP bass though a little bit. Let's talk about the woods. Let's talk about the direction and stuff like that. What is it? What does your bass offer? You know, that other basses don't, as far as the ESP lineup or basses out there in general.
Well, it is the only bass of that shape. It's an incredibly comfortable bass that plays very well. It's you know, you were talking about, we want to talk about woods. I couldn't tell you what the woods are. It's, you strap it on and it feels great in your hands, and wow, holy crap, this thing rips.
Yeah, I've seen your bass obviously up close, and it always sounds fantastic. I mean, you really take some serious consideration when it comes to your tone, right? What are you playing for amps? I mean, you have, I always see you always have, it's either like a rig from 2000 that's all like broken, or it's like some new stuff that's awesome.
Right. No, I actually went through all of my rigs recently and had everything serviced and brought up to speed, but playing some Mesa amps.
Yeah.
Been using, I still need to talk to them about this, but there's some preamp stuff, Dark Glass, which actually I did work with and I wasn't working with, but I still had some around and got back into, and I need to get on the phone with them because the Dark Glass stuff is really cool. EBS makes a great compressor. But you say I'm always working on the tone. I'm very simple, man. I plug stuff in, I go flat, and then just kind of try to enrich from there.
Yeah.
And just as long as you've got good quality tools to do that, it's, you know, you're not gonna fail.
Yeah, well, actually, it's funny. I a long time ago, I saw you using a Sansamp RBI, and I bought one just because you had it. And to this day, it's still racked behind me, and I always use it. It sounds so good.
It's great. Yeah, I mean, I remember back in the day, the Big Muff was a thing that all the bass players were getting. I would love to get my hands on a Big Muff and play around with that again, see if those weren't as cool as I remember.
That's awesome. Well, we have Robert here talking about how it would be awesome for the first time to win something online. He says because it's his birthday on September 21st, it would be a great birthday gift he would keep rocking. He's a bass player himself and drums.
The Fishman YouTube page, he's got to subscribe and then comment on this feed in order to get entered, which we're going to draw. We're going to draw before the end of this thing, right? We're going to have a winner.
Yeah, so let me go through this one more time. Guys out there, so if you're watching this, we're giving away tickets to the worldwide live stream event from Lamb of God, and the only thing you have to do is just head over to the Fishman YouTube channel, click subscribe, and then just do your thing. Just comment on this video just like you're doing. You like that little button?
I know what they've got to do better than you do. Come on.
Hey, this is my first time, you know? All right, so we have a question here, a Lamb of God oriented question. Your new self-titled album is one of the best I've heard in many years. I had tickets to the October in Huntington, West Virginia, but it got canceled. Any chance of you guys coming again?
Yeah, there's a great chance of us coming again once the world has settled down and, you know, a pandemic isn't making gathering crowds a dangerous thing. Absolutely. I cannot wait for the day that we can get back to some sense of normal and tour, but that's unforeseeable at this point, I think. Not trying to get too political or anything, but until there's a vaccine, it doesn't really seem to make sense to gather crowds of people.
It makes total sense. Everyone out there, obviously, do your best to support all your local artists or even your nationally touring artists. A lot of these guys are home. I mean, if you're not super rich and flying a spaceship to every gig like Lamb of God, I mean, these guys can afford it. But, you know, there's some bands out there that can't afford it.
Don't even get me started, brother.
I've seen you. Usually, the last time I saw you were driving, what, a Lambo to the gig?
No. I did recently trade in my Honda Odyssey, though. I'm
right.
no longer driving a minivan.
See, there you go. John would be the type of guy that would drive the actual band van to the gig, right? You're the guy who like registered.
For a while I did drive the band van around, but mostly because I couldn't afford a vehicle and I needed to get to practice and long stupid stories. But yeah, I maintained the van for a little bit.
So that's a question. I've known you guys for about 20 years or plus years now. Are you the most responsible guy in Lamb of God? No.
No. I mean, I think I'm responsible, but I will definitely. I'm a ball dropper, man. Come on. Of all the people, and now we're talking this day and age, this current form of everyone in their version of sobriety. Willie Adler is the ass kicker.
In what way?
He's responsible. He's motivated. He's focused. He's fired up. He's great.
Okay, I'm not gonna get into too much detail, but I've had some wild nights with him, so that's surprising to hear.
Well, yeah, but like you said, we've known you guys for 20 plus years. A lot of growing up in 20 years, Ken.
I have not, so that's it's nice to hear that somebody has. All right, Christopher is saying right here, what if you have tickets already? Well, Chris, win them and then give them to your friend, right?
Yeah, give them be super cool. Do some sort of act of kindness to somebody.
The best move you could do is if you have a friend out there that is a huge Lamb of God fan, which there are many of, you literally hand the tickets over and be like, I bought you some. You know, don't tell them you won. Right?
I mean, if they're a huge Lamb of God fan, they're entering this contest, right?
That's totally true. It's totally true. So, guys, yeah, hand it to somebody that doesn't know who Lamb of God is. Get them hooked. And make sure they buy a T-shirt on their way out.
Were you able to verify that we're going to be able to draw before we're done here today?
Yeah.
I'm really excited to find out who's going to win. Like, I love these contests.
Yeah, so this is the way it goes. I have a creature down at Fishman. He's in a dark lair, and he's staring at a computer, and he's just watching all the YouTube comments on the Fishman YouTube comments. Yeah, so at about the 10-minute mark, like when we have 10 minutes left or so, he's going to text me with the results.
Okay.
That's the way this is going to go down. Or,
that sounds great.
Or we know where you live, and we're just going to pluck you out of your house, the two of us. We'll take that spaceship we've been talking about. All right.
Well, you said we had some international viewers, right?
We do have some international viewers, so we're not. Usually we restrict the United States, but in this case, I think since this is kind of an online thing, we're opening it up to everybody.
Hell yes.
Yeah, actually, we just had a Javier Reyes clinic that we did, and we had a lucky winner of a Triple Play Connect. It's a MIDI controller for your guitar. He was all the way in India, and he won. So we don't necessarily restrict. We just try to keep it within the United States. But in that case, it was worldwide. So.
Yeah, and with the show, and as long as you have an internet connection, log on.
Yeah, we will be feeding that name and the email address over to your management, your big time management. Who's been awesome. Your management's been awesome. So it's nice to see somebody with management that does their job. It's awesome.
Shout out to Brad.
Brad's awesome.
Really is.
All right, let's see. Let's find another question. Stay strong, Lamb of God, never disband. That's cool. Were you guys thinking of disbanding?
No.
All right.
We're going to get mummified, have some sort of curse put on us after our passing, of course, or untimely, or hopefully it's timely, but painless.
Exactly. So
everything ends eventually, kids.
Yeah. Everyone is saying how responsible Willie is. I love this. This feed is great. Willie Camaro. I haven't heard that name in a little while.
Willie D. Camaro. Yeah.
A lot of new album is dope. Love the new album. A lot of horns up. This is awesome. We have so many watchers here right now. So let's
how many bass players can we in the comments get bass players to raise their hands or something like that?
Yeah, that's actually pretty good too. Like, yeah, bass players, show some hands. I want to see some live feed bass players here.
Don't disappoint me, bass players.
Yeah, exactly. They're too cool to watch.
And the feed just totally stopped.
Yeah, we just lost users. We just went dark.
Bass players.
We have a lot of people from Nepal, Philippines.
Oh, right on.
This is great. So let's talk about international touring. You guys have toured some. I mean, obviously we've toured Europe with you. We've toured the United States with you. But you guys went to
Asia. We've been in Asia with you guys.
Yeah.
I think the last time we saw you was in. Didn't we see you in Indonesia at a festival where I came in? You guys came in, and I was sitting in your tent, in your spot.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do is playing festivals with my friends, like Unearth, and finding their dressing room and them not being there, and to just kind of set up.
Yeah, he's sitting in there eating our chips, hanging out. I don't blame you though. I don't blame you. Your spread's way better than ours.
It's pretty much the same in these things.
That's awesome. Well, let's talk about international touring though. I mean, you guys have played.
Yeah.
You guys played, I believe, in the Middle East, right? What are some of the countries that you've toured around there? I don't know many people have done that.
In the Middle East, we played in Israel, and that's it.
That's it. So what was that? What was that show like? And I mean, there's not many shows that go through there.
It was amazing, man. That's we were playing in Tel Aviv, a big party town. A bunch of kids came out that were into it and had a great time. It was like any great show you could play anywhere, except for you happen to be in Israel, where it's beautiful, and you go sit out on the beach and smoke a hookah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
We have a question. David Johnson, not hopefully the David Johnson, or maybe the David Johnson from the running back from the NFL. Do you do bass lessons? Teach me.
I've thought about doing it in this new day and age of not being able to leave the house, of trying to do something like that. I'm considering it. I've never taught anybody, but I could certainly show how to play our songs and stuff I do to warm up and stretch out, and I guess that could be helpful to people. I don't know. I just worry that it would just devolve into people just being stoked to have a Skype call with me.
I think.
I guess that wouldn't be the worst thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with my own experience, I have my own Cameo. You can find me at Ken Susi, or I do live stream as well, both Fishman and personal. But like, I think there is a need for people that really want to learn how to play bass from someone as experienced as yourself.
I hear you, but the problem is I don't know how to play bass. I just started playing bass in a band with my friends, and woot, here I am. Man.
And then they built tracks for you on the computer, right?
Never.
The fluences never sound as good that on Pro Tools. I'm just kidding. Okay, so Randy is asking, Randy Straw, ever gonna hear Subtle Arts ever again?
Maybe that would be probably a song we could do like in an encore for one of these shows.
What record is that off of? You don't know. You're like me. I never remember.
I mean, we have a couple out.
Yeah.
And it's spread out over some time. And I think I have an answer. I just don't want to say it and then be wrong. You know.
Let's just say like late 2000s ish. Let's say there.
All right. And what was the song again?
Subtle Arts.
Subtle Arts.
Subtle Arts.
Oh man.
While you're looking that up, I'm going to announce this live feed. Guys, if you're here, head over to the Fishman YouTube page, go over and click the like and subscribe button and comment on this video and get a chance to possibly enter to win this Lamb of God worldwide live streaming event for September 18th. You're going to get 2 tickets. Opening band Bleed From Within starts at 5 p.m., believe New York time. So what record is that from?
That's from New American Gospel, bro.
See, you knew that.
I did because, to be honest, I've actually listened to that song somewhat recently.
Yeah, one of the biggest Lamb of God records of all time.
Is it?
I don't know. It's pretty up there, right?
I think Ashes of the Wake tends to be a fan favorite, and I haven't seen the sales numbers in forever and don't ever really keep up with that stuff. But
that's awesome.
I would think it would be Ashes.
Nice. Yeah, that is a big record. Neil Pickup is saying, can't wait to see you in December next year in Manchester, England. Did you guys already book shows for next year?
Yeah, it was the tour that we had to reschedule, that we had to cancel because of everything kicking off. That was the first tour that we had to cancel with Creator and Power Trip.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah. For those of you that are watching, obviously, Power Trip just lost their lead singer, and I'm not sure if there's any place to donate to the families or anything like that, but
I don't know off the top of my head, but I know that Riley was an amazing dude.
Yeah, absolutely great.
Definitely, the world lost a pretty big guy.
Yeah. Yep. So the question is I mean, I've been hearing a lot of rumors about shows being even postponed beyond then. Do you feel confident that these shows are going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I believe we've got tours scheduled to happen before that in the States. The thing is the future is uncertain, but as you know, in this business, you have to plan well in advance. And so this was us trying to reschedule tours that we had to cancel. So, hoping that the world settles down and that everything moves forward. And we are at this point moving forward as if all of that's going to happen.
That's awesome. Yeah. So we have another question from Adam Key. Absolutely love the new album with some horns. If Lamb of God could tour with one band they haven't toured, who would it be?
If there's one band we haven't toured with that we could tour with, who would it be? That we haven't toured with. God, I wouldn't mind doing an Iron Maiden run and flying around in the belly of their plane.
Are they local?
Oh, I'm sorry. Local band. What local band?
No. I'm just kidding. It's not a local band. Lamb of God.
Was that the question?
Yeah, you got it right. You got it right. I was just asking if they were local. Never heard of Iron Maiden. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
They are amazing. Do they even let bands fly in their plane?
Anthrax did.
Oh, that's awesome.
I
That's
mean, if
awesome.
anyone deserves to do it, it's Anthrax, man.
Yeah.
Those dudes were on Married with Children.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I think it would be amazing. Like, I mean, would you trust, like, say, Randy flying the Lamb of God plane someday?
I mean, he's taken the first big step and gotten sober. So, yeah, I mean, if he got trained as a pilot, no, probably still not. No.
Randy has some awesome things going on. I mean, he's surfing right now. He's taking
Dude,
pictures. He's doing everything,
dude,
right?
he's nonstop, man.
Yeah.
Nonstop. All that energy he was putting into boozing, he's now putting into living, and it's pretty amazing.
That's awesome. That's good for Randy. So let's talk about, let's talk about the past. You guys, Lamb of God has had a long career. A lot of your fan base doesn't know what it's like. Obviously, you're here now. You're in a huge band. But what was it like in the early days? I mean, when you met us, I think it was around like the 2000, like around 2000. But and you were also in Burn the Priest, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what was it like moving from that particular project over to changing the name to Lamb of God? Was there like a huge burst of energy going from one project, even though it was somewhat the same band?
Well, yeah, the whole reason that we changed the name is because we had signed with Prosthetic Records, and internally there had been some problems with the name of the band that people thought we were satanic and that it was kind of jokey and didn't really take us serious. So we finally decided, okay, we're going to change the name of the band. I hope that Prosthetic Records is going to be okay with this. And we were really worried because we had been working on this fan base for, 5-6 years. And I think we had pressed 1,500 records. And like, how are we going to be able to pull those guys and changing the name? Like, that's totally going to screw up this whole thing. But thankfully, Prosthetic Records was, yeah, man, don't worry about it. Sure. Yeah, that's great. Change your name. And, a rush of energy, yes, because we were signing to a record label for the first time. But looking back, it all happened very slowly in constant motion of little baby steps.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's weird because, I mean, I saw you guys, I think I saw you as Burn the Priest as well, but, I mean, obviously you played a bunch of your early shows with Lamb of God. I mean, when did you start really seeing the upward trajectory, like the success start to roll in?
Well, we signing to Epic was certainly a big step up. That was in 2004, and that's when I stopped having a regular job, although I was very broke and just picking up odd jobs in between tours when we would come home because we still weren't making any money touring. Yeah, it was what was that like is the question?
Yeah, no, I was just saying, when did you know that, like, this is it, like, this is happening, I can maybe, quit my job and actually start doing this?
Well, I mean, it was in 2004, but it was still there wasn't a clear path that this is going to work. It's, it's still a gamble, but in 2004, we were still young enough at that point that we we didn't have as much to lose. So we were able to go broke. Yeah. And come home and, live in a crappy house with roommates and eat garbage food. And
I will never forget that my Unearthed played Richmond, Virginia, probably in like 2000 or 2000. Oh, no, 2001, maybe 2002. And Randy was like, pull up to my restaurant. And he just opened the back door and was throwing us steaks. And we're like, oh my God, this is the best we've eaten in months.
Yeah, I mean, I cooked in Richmond for a long time. And that was one of the fringe benefits is that not only could you go on tour and get your shifts covered, you would come back and you would be able to immediately eat. And if any of your friends were down on hard times, you'd be like, yeah, man, just come. It won't be busy this time. Just come sit down, and I'll send you a burger out or something.
Yeah, because it went from like going to Denny's and hanging out and drinking like fake lemonade that you'd make out of lemons and sugar, right? To like, pulling up to Richmond and Randy handing you steaks. It was like, oh, this is amazing. All right. Yeah. So we have a question. What is your favorite Lamb of God song, and why is it your favorite to play on bass?
That's a good question. It would definitely be something off the new record, just because it's new and exciting and fresh. What would be my favorite to play on? Checkmate is pretty fun to play on bass. For me, it's got like just that perfect level of difficulty and jumping around with the left hand to keep it interesting. And I think it's a killer tune.
I would agree.
And it's got lots of slides. I like the slides.
Bass slides are the best. I do that a lot in Unearthed. Like in our first record, Stings of Conscience, we literally, like, in between every riff you hear, yeah, we're just young kids just trying to play. I don't know. We were just dumb.
In the studio, sometimes I'll man, let me throw a slide in here, and if somebody hears it and doesn't like it, they can take it out.
Yeah. Is it like Knights of the Round Table where the whole band sits in a circle and you're like, I'd like to put a slide here, and everyone has to like yay or nay?
No. It's more we come together in the pre-production in the room and we hammer out what the songs are.
Yeah.
Then we get into the studio. Everybody's got their own station and are working on bits and pieces and sending them around. And then the Knights of the Round Table, the closest that comes is in the mixing and that stuff, but it's all electronic, man.
When does the band start arguing over songs and where they're track placement and stuff? Is that ever? That's a problem in my band. Track list, we argue constantly.
Yeah. At this point, if someone has a strong opinion and a vision with something, they can generally say, "Hey, I can see it like this," and blah blah, and people are generally like, "Okay, I can get on board with that. That makes sense." And, you know, if anyone has any points to make on that, they can make them. But it's generally there's not that much fighting.
No, that's
there's
good.
definitely disagreements. And like, here's a for instance. I didn't know, like, Memento Mori opening up the record. That is a killer track, man. And I was like, man, that's like throwing your best punch right at the front of the fight, man. If you don't hit, what do you got? not saying that the other songs aren't as good as Memento Mori, but I really feel like that's a great, amazing song. And so, yeah, there was arguing where it talked about, other people's opinions, and more people agreed that it should open it up. So, as you can see, it worked.
Yeah, I'm glad you phrased it that way, because I think a lot of your fans will like to hear this. I mean, there's a lot of anxiety, right? When you have a record and you know it's good, because you listen back and you obviously like your own music, but like that insecurity of, oh man, like if this track isn't first or if it isn't third, like you get like musicians are wired kind of weird, right?
Well, you're also I mean, that's the final construction of this sonic sculpture you've been doing, is the final presentation. The order is important because of key changes, tempo changes, different feels and vibes, and how the flow is going to work out. So it creates a lot of anxiety, man. You got to put this story together.
Unearthed does it differently. We hang out with Adam D and we eat a lot of chicken.
And Adam just kind of,
yeah.
So I'm telling you what you're going to do.
Yeah, he'll eat like level.
I would love that, man. Our next record we should do with Adam D and just let him call all the shots.
Adam D, the first record we ever made with Adam, he didn't know us at all. We pulled up to the studio and we brought him. We saw this like old fisherman place, like they were selling fish, but they sold blocks of ice, like massive blocks of ice.
Yeah.
And we were like, we pull up like, hi, you know, like, we brought you a block of ice. We want to mic it and get some cool sounds. So he started laughing and he ended up putting a mic on it.
I mean, you guys are some of the funniest sons of bitches that I've ever had the pleasure of touring with. That sounds exactly like something you do.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I randomly will have horse just run through my brain. Which I don't know if now's the time to get in that story or not, but like honestly, that
yeah, that was a weird, yeah. Just so that's a good story. That's actually a good story. We were driving down the highway, and I'm sure Lamb of God has these stories too, but just cruising around New Jersey or whatever it was, trying to get from one gig to another, and I was sleeping on the window, and I was kind of just like nodding off and looking out, and a deer started running off the road and slammed into the side of the van where I was sleeping. But before that happened, I just screamed horse because I thought it was a horse. Stupid stuff.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, whatever. Has Lamb of God ever had any of those near-death experiences?
Let me find some wood to knock. I mean, yeah, we've had accidents. We were in the sort of a traffic jam on a highway in snow close to ending we were getting to a hotel for a day off, and it was a long drive and there was snow and some traffic. We're on a highway that's separated by a grass median, and some guy coming the other way on the highway lost control of his pickup truck and went down the median and came back up and T-boned the tour bus. Thankfully he hit us and no one else, because he was going fairly fast and the tour bus has got all that space underneath that no one's going to get hurt. But I think Larry Clubb was our tech, and he was asleep in the bunk that was right there underneath where it got hit at the time. Nobody got hurt. The guy was pretty distraught over his truck getting wrecked. And, yeah.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, there's been obviously some major catastrophes in the past, so I mean, it's good to see you guys are all right.
I think we've avoided more. I was looking at an old tour video that we shot where we're in our van going down the road. We've got the love seat in the back, a cooler full of beer and ice, two guys sitting up front, and everybody's got a beer in their hand, and we're rolling down the road.
Super responsible.
Different times. We avoided many catastrophes, and we are lucky that our stupidity didn't take us.
I would say road sodas are frowned upon nowadays. So I'm glad to see that Lamb of God is maturing.
I mean, give us enough time, right?
Exactly. So, all right, John is asking, when is the Lamb of God Unplugged coming out? I would love to see that. There have been no serious talks about such things, but I would take part in something like that. I know Mark and Willie could rip it. They totally could. It would just be funny to see acoustic guitars and Randy screaming over it.
I mean, he's been developing a more of a crooner character. Maybe we can. I don't know. I don't think it will work. It wouldn't work.
I gotta put this on the screen. It's just, I know this is a band that you and I both like, or bands that we both like, but I'm seeing this over and over and over again. So Jesus, right here, this guy, and this guy right here are both asking for you to tour with Madball and Agnostic Front. Obviously, I love Madball.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
It's just random that you see like a Madball or Agnostic AF like shout out.
I don't think it's random. I think that just shows the strength of the people who are fans of good music. That it's people aren't just like, I listen to heavy metal only. I remember when we were kids, hardcore and metal was almost like oil and water.
Exactly. I mean, we played Sounds of the Underground together, all of us, except for AF, right?
Yep.
So
yep, that's true.
Yep.
So it's happened, and it's great when it does, because it's good. I mean, when you have 4 metal bands playing a live show for 3.5 hours, maybe that's too much metal for everyone. You mix it up with some other bands that everyone can appreciate all the different styles of music going on, and I think it makes for a better experience.
Okay, so you could say no comment to this, but I'm gonna say straight up, like, this is my thing. So I want you to name one band that you're not scared, but man, when you watch them play, you're like, I have to follow these guys. Like, mine is Terror. We took Terror out once, and they were just so good. It made me actually psychologically messed me up. Now I can't watch any band before me. So other than Unearth, what is that one band that makes you nervous?
Well, when you said that, I immediately, and just it popped in my mind, so I'm going to go with it. We've never played a show with them, but we played festivals with them, and I went and saw them play this festival live. It's the only time I ever saw them play live. The Cro-Mags.
Oh.
Like, holy shit, those dudes explode on stage. Like, literally, like, the energy coming off stage is intense. That would be difficult to follow Cro-Mags.
Yeah, Cro-Mags is sick. Do you own a Lamb of God bus? Do you guys own it? I'm gonna say yes.
No. Well, see, that gets into the misconceptions that kids have about this lifestyle, that we all live in the same house, the bus is parked out back, there's a studio in the basement. No, those are all leases. There's companies that own buses that lease them out to different entertainment people who tour. Those buses are expensive, as much as a house, and then they lose value way more than a house does.
They lose value the second Lamb of God tours on it, and they give it back.
Oh, come on, man. We've matured. That's been the theme here. We've matured, right? Now we can get nice buses. We take care of nice things.
Yeah. The real answer to that question is, do we own a bus? Which one? Which one are you referring to?
Yeah, well, we got an old Eagle just for, old time's sake, but the Prevost XL's over there.
Let's
the
talk,
H3.
I was going to say, let's talk buses, because I'm a huge fan of like the 70s and 80s. One of my favorite bands of all time is Journey. And on one of their videos, they show a tour bus back in that time. And touring in the modern era, as such as like, ourselves, like we have so many amenities on the bus. You have movies, you have bunk, TV screens, you have your cell phone, you can call home. These guys were like reading a book, Like, you know what I mean? Staring at the road. Like, what do you think that was like back then?
I mean, it makes sense that they had all these substance abuse problems, right? Just staring out the window. And a lot of those old videos, some of those buses are set up like a traditional bus with just rows of seats. It's like, Jesus Christ. But those buses, those dudes were getting hotels.
Yes.
They were living out of hotels, whereas the buses of today, you're living out of a bus. At least in our case, we get a hotel if there's a day off.
Yeah, but
that's it.
With that being said, some of your buses have showers, so it's easy.
Yeah, but you know the shower is filled up with the hose at the gas station, and it's really there for emergencies.
It really is. All right, so that's actually really good. So Neil is asking, question for John: favorite bass player that influenced your playing style, you particularly?
Okay. Well, I would say Mike Bishop. I don't know if he was specifically my style, but Mike Bishop was a bass player that definitely I have looked up to and appreciated his technique and ability to play. He's now, I guess, the slave for Blothar and Guar, but he used to be the slave for Beefcake. But he had a band called Keepone, and after that, and he's just a phenomenal local bass player. That makes him sound terrible. Local bass player. He's a phenomenal dude who happens to play bass, who happens to also live in the same geographic region as I do.
Have you ever had like a serious conversation or?
Oh, no way. I could never talk to Mike.
Really?
I'm just too nervous around him. Yeah, I've talked to Mike. Even before I had met him, I remember watching his band play and then coming up with stupid questions to ask him about the bass he was playing and just stupid stuff.
That's awesome. We're having a reoccurring question here. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but as they're asking, John, what is the biggest challenge in this album compared to others?
The biggest challenge in this album?
As far as creating, making, writing, the whole process.
I mean, honestly, this has been one of the best times putting a record together, inclusive, everyone working together, coming up with stuff that we all feel incredibly strongly about. That the hardest part about this record is that we cannot go tour on it right now. And when we're scheduled to start touring on it, hoping that happens, the record will be a year old at that point. Like we will miss an entire year of touring on this record and being able to tour on it being fresh. But we'll see what happens when the time comes. Thankfully, we've got this live stream coming up where we're going to play the whole record from front to back. That September 18th at 5 o'clock Eastern. You can go to watch.lamb-of-god.com. And we're getting closer and closer to picking a winner of these 2 tickets from this show, where they can go to the YouTube channel for Fishman, subscribe, comment on the feed.
That is awesome. I just put that up on the screen. I actually, even though you guys are subscribing, right, and asking questions on YouTube, I apologize. We're having we have some issues with our feed. I am not seeing the YouTube feed right here, but we are still funneling questions through my cell phone over here, so I'm going to be reading them off. But guys, please, if you want to win, you only have about 15 minutes left, or actually 10 minutes left before we announce the winner for this Lamb of God. I'm going to put this back on the screen. The Lamb of God live stream, worldwide live stream event. Do us the favor, show up to the Fishman page, subscribe, and then also comment on this video. So we have another question. What is the biggest... Oh, wait. Sorry. What have you guys not played... Why have you guys not played in your hometown in years? Well, I would obviously love to see you guys at a venue size of the National.
Why haven't we played here in years? So we finished touring on Sturm und Drang, and we were getting off the road thinking we need to work on this next record. And then Slayer came up and kept saying, hey, why don't you come tour with us for a little bit? And then that turned into a year and a half with Slayer. Slayer was calling all the shots for where we played and when we played. And it's nothing against playing in our hometown. It's nothing against any of the cities that we weren't playing. It really comes down to the plan of the booking agents and whose ever tour it is. Yeah,
sometimes the band makes the decision. Sometimes your management makes the decision, right? Of where you guys are going.
Sometimes fate makes a decision. Like
yeah,
it's a business.
Yep, totally true. I love this question. How old are you? You don't have to answer. I just think that's pretty funny. Yeah, I would say
I've got
that
a birthday coming up. My
yeah,
birthday's coming up very soon, actually.
I would say you're a strong 25. I mean, that's what we tell.
You son of a bitch.
That's what we tell everybody.
I will be 48 at the end of this month, September 30th.
Yep.
Send me something. You could send me.
What's that?
Send me some of those Mike Inez Fluence pickups.
Oh, so here we go. Let's talk products a little bit. Let's talk about that since you dropped it.
They are pickups. They're in my base, and they're great. You can see right here that these are the pickups. They're shaped like a bar of soap. And all joking aside, they just sound incredible. They're clear. It's there's no noise except for the sound of your instrument. They're amazing.
I would agree. So we have Matthew is asking, what is your first preamp / DI, and what, and would you recommend it, and why?
My first preamp DI? I guess he's asking the first thing in the line.
Probably, yeah.
I don't have a working relationship with this company I'm about to talk about, but I have in the past, and I will be getting in touch with them soon because I found out the issues I was having was not related to their product. Dark Glass makes amazing stuff. The Alpha Omega pedal is amazing.
That's awesome. I would agree. Dark Glass has great sounding pedals. We use them at our NAMM booth every year. That's what drives our basses. And you said you're using Mesa Boogie, correct?
Mesa Boogie, and also I've got an EBS multi-comp pedal on there, which is just beautiful and amazing. And then playing with the Mesa Boogie, the heads, and Mesa Boogie cabinets. Playing with my ESP. Playing some Dunlop picks.
Oof.
On some DR strings, dog.
Listen, if you guys want to be Hollywood, you talk to this man right here. He has
straight
all
out
the
of
hookups.
Richmond, Virginia.
I mean, let's just talk about it. I mean, endorsements are pretty cool, right? Were you psyched when you could like actually get an endorsement and get free gear and free strings and not have to spend money on it anymore?
My very first bass endorsement was with Peavey, which may not have been the first company I would have shot for, but I had a Guild Pilot that I had bought, was my bass that I had broken throwing it across the stage at the end of one of our tours. I needed basses, and Peavey reached out to me through Dave Ellefson. I'm like, holy shit, Dave Ellefson's calling me? Yeah, you want me to play that bass, Dave? Yeah, sure. So it's really cool when that starts to happen, and it's not just, you're not just getting free stuff you don't have to pay for. You're also building relationships with the different reps, and there are the occasional moments where it's somebody who you've known forever, like yourself, who ends up working with a really great company. So it just makes that transition so much easier.
I know. It's funny, when I called you, I was like, hey, let's play some pickups, and you're like, Ken Susi saying play pickups? I just like, I have the same kind of pull as Dave Ellefson. No. Oh man. All right. Yeah. So these are good questions rolling in. Actually, have you ever attempted to play without a pick?
Actually, the Burn the Priest stuff is all without a pick. That's all fingers, and that was Mike Bishop is all finger player, and I was trying to emulate this dude who's an insane bass player. It's like, well, I can play fast stuff with my fingers too. And then I ended up breaking my hand right before somebody from Amphetamine Reptile or some record label wanted to come to our rehearsal space and check us out. And they came to play, and I had my hand taped up, and like, I guess I'm going to try and play with a pick. And it was terrible. But as my hand healed and I played with a pick, it cut so much more. And then playing just consistent, fast staccato notes without a pick, I can't do it as well without a pick as I can with. And I have my picks scored also, so they just kind of float in my hand.
I play with these guys where they're like sharp at the end. It's almost like a bass pick.
Bass what does it say on that pick?
I can't tell you. Susi, my last name.
I've got some of your picks laying around. Yeah, here's one of my old picks, but you can see that one's all scored up.
Oh, you're one of those guys who just like takes the knife and just has your tech slice it, right?
That's 2013, dog.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, I know some techs probably absolutely hate that, but it makes a world of difference because when you start sweating in those slippery picks and you know, get a little adrenaline going and you're pounding on that bass, that pick's going to go flying.
My move is I throw it and I get a new one.
Yeah, well, see, the difference is that what I'm playing is actually important, so I can stay in there locked into to what I'm playing.
Oh, locking in. That no way. It's about what you're doing on stage, not how you're playing.
Yeah, you know, guitar, bass.
Yeah, same deal. So guys, we have 5 minutes left until we announce this winner. I'm super excited. So I'm going to show the screen up here again. Guys, if you want to win last ditch effort, worldwide streaming event, Lamb of God, September 18th. They're playing their new self-titled album, performing in full for Bleed From Within. Guys, 2 tickets we're giving away to. All you have to do is show up to the Fishman stream on YouTube and click subscribe and comment. We have our trusty old guy at Fishman searching your names right now, reading the comments. But let's answer a couple more questions. I like this one because this makes a lot of sense. What's your favorite pre-show meal? Pre-show.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. I can't play it's got to be at least a couple hours. I may nibble on something if I'm super hungry, but it's it's what you're sitting around waiting all day for. You're about to go out there and explode with energy. It's not the time to have a full stomach. I drink a Red Bull 20 minutes before I go on.
So you're not like a meatball sub guy 5 minutes before stage time.
No, but I've seen Randy put down huge meals before he go on stage. Like, he's a different creature.
Yeah.
He has a metabolism of 15-year-olds.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. Like, I'll eat lunch and then I'll try to extend that all the way, like a late lunch, try to extend that all the way up till showtime, eat after the gig. Usually.
Oh, yeah, I will stuff my face after a show.
Yeah, it makes total sense. Here's another one. What's your favorite? What's your actual pre-show ritual? Everyone has one.
There's very general and very specific, but generally speaking, about an hour before our set time starts, that's when I'm getting serious and like, okay, I need to know where everything is. Depending on how long into the tour it is, how much warming up I need, I may go watch the band before us for a little bit. And for like that hour, I'm just kind of starting to focus, get into the mindset. I'll warm up on the bass, play through anything that's messing me up, make sure my hands are warmed up. So when you first pick up a bass and start playing, you're a little stiff. It takes a while for the fingers to start moving. So I want to make sure I get there, and then 20 minutes beforehand, slam a Red Bull, and then go up on stage. And then on the side of the stage, as soon as the intro starts, Willie and I have a little stage right ritual. And then from there, it's like the switch has been flipped. I can feel like the superpowers coming into me.
Exactly. Mine is I will have a Red Bull, but I'll accompany that with some vodka, and I will sit still and not practicing. And then when people ask me why I'm not practicing, I'll say because practicing is for the weak. So if you're noodling, stretching out, I'm like, you're just admitting that you're bad.
Yeah, what, you don't know the songs yet?
Yeah. I practiced before tour.
Yeah. I practiced to be ready for now.
Yeah. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're playing a guitar with those dinky little strings, even if you put an extra 2 or 3 on there, doesn't take that much to slap those around.
It's all muscle memory. All right, yeah. So I'm excited about this. So here we go. We're gonna announce our
winner. Are we
winner.
drawn?
Yeah, I got a text. So here we go. Boom. Okay, we have one. The winner is to this event. It is Don Mowat. Yeah, Don Mowat is gonna win 2 tickets to Paradise.
Has won.
Yeah,
it's official. He is a winner.
He is the winner. Lamb of God worldwide live streaming event, September 18th. You're gonna get 2 tickets. You will also get to see Bleed From Within. I mean, just tell us how awesome this show is gonna be. What are you guys doing to prepare for it?
Rehearsing. This is great. This is a chance for us to finally play this new record for everyone. It would be great to be able to actually tour it, but this is the next best thing, and I'm really excited for people to be able to see this.
That's awesome. So, Don, if you are still watching, we are, as Fishman, we are going to contact you on Instagram. We have your handle. We're going to be writing you, and we're going to be saying what's up. and we'll be passing that along to the Lamb of God management. So that's awesome. And Nova is asking, this is a crazy question for me. Ken Susi, when are you going to call me? I mean, I guess soon. So that's pretty good. So all right, man. Well, I think that concludes it. I mean, you're pretty psyched, right? This is going to be a good event.
Yeah, man. I am, and I appreciate you helping us to get the word out there, and I hope everyone listening will take the chance to get a ticket in this new age of concerts and check out what we're going to put together for you. Playing our new record, front to back, September 18th, 5 o'clock Eastern. Watch.lamb-of-god.com.
Nice. Guys, we're going to end it here. We had a very special guest, obviously, John Campbell from Lamb of God, one of my oldest friends, one of the best dudes I know.
I'm not the oldest guy you know.
You're 49. You're 48. You're the oldest guy I know. I don't know anybody over 48.
What an asshole.
But no, guys, follow Lamb of God. Please, if you haven't won the tickets here, we're sorry. There'll be other events where you can win with Fishman. Head over to lambofgod.com in order to purchase your own tickets for these events. I'm not going to miss it. I hope you don't miss it. John, it's been great. We'll see you next time. All right, buddy?
Peace. Thank you, Ken.
Take it easy, everyone out there. Bye.